It was an immense relief to the mother to get rid of Fatik. So it was also quite a big relief for the mother. Immense means very big relief. She had a prejudice against the boy. Prejudice means some kind of narrow-minded opinion, and no love was lost between the two brothers. So the two brothers were also quite poles apart. She was in daily fear that he would either drown Makhan someday in the river, obviously according to her out of jealousy, or break his head in a fight, or run him into some danger or other. So she felt that Fatik had a lot of sibling rivalry and he would harm Makhan in some way or the other. So it was good for Fatik to move out of the place. But at the same time, she was somewhat distressed to see Fatik's eagerness to get away. So now at the end of the day, she's a mother. So somewhere, even though, she's irritated with the child, but somewhere deep down in her heart, she has that fondness for her child. And she was also a little distressed to find out that how come Fatik is so eager to go away from this place. As soon as all was settled, kept asking his uncle every minute when they were to start. He was on pins and needles. Pins and needles is an idiomatic expression, a tingling sensation, a very excited, all day long with excitement and lay awake most of the night. So Fatik was, quite very eager, not quite eager, very eager to move out. And he was like always awake at night. He couldn't even get the good sleep. He bequeathed to Makhan in perpetuity. Perpetuity means forever. He gave to Makhan, like how we hand over our properties. What did he give? He gave the fishing rod, his big kite, and his marble. So these are like his precious possessions, his toys that he used to play with. He gave it away to his brother forever. Indeed, at this time of departure, his generosity towards Makhan was unbounded, limitless. So somewhere we feel that he also loved his brother because he gave away these things to his little brother. When they reached Calcutta, Fatik made the acquaintance of his aunt for the first time. She was by no means pleased with this unnecessary addition to her family. So the aunt, Bishamber's wife, did not welcome Fatik at all because she already had 3 children, and for her, Fatik was an unwanted guest. So she didn't like at all that Fatik had come to stay with them, and to bring a village lad of 14 into their midst was terribly upsetting. Bishamber should really have thought twice before committing such an indiscretion. Indiscretion means unwise act. How can he be so careless and how can he be so callous that already we are 4 and how can he bring someone else, obviously keeping in mind the expenses and also the comfort of everyone. In this world of human affairs, there is no worse nuisance than a boy at the age of 14. Now, this is a very important paragraph. The next 2 paragraphs, please star it in your book because this is what will make you understand the pain, the yearning that Fatik is going through. So according to the author, in this world of human affairs, means in this world, in this life, there is no worse nuisance than a boy at the age of 14. So this is a little ironical. The way he puts it is ironical that a boy of 14, an adolescent, is like a nuisance for everybody because nobody seems to understand him, what is going on in his heart and what is going on in his mind. He's neither ornamental nor useful. Ornamental means neither he's a decorative person, means he's neither good to look at, nor useful, nor he has any practical functionality. It is impossible to shower affection on him as a little boy. You can't treat him as a little boy. A baby can't shower your affection for that. And he's always getting in the way. So he's always going to be a part of everything, because he thinks he's grown up. If he talks with a childish lisp, lisp is a speech disorder when you tend to pronounce some letters in a wrong way. Like S you pronounce with a TH. And many, people, many children, they speak like this, especially babies. So if a child of 14, a 14-year-old child speaks like this, he's called a baby. And if he answers in a grown-up way, he's called impertinent. He's called rude. If he tries to show his confidence, then people would say that, oh my God, look at him. He's so rude. He has so much attitude. In fact, any talk at all from him is resented. So whatever he does, people tend to dislike him. Then he is at the unattractive growing age. So he's growing also at this time and he looks unattractive because he's neither a man nor a boy. somewhere in between, is stuck. He grows out of his clothes with indecent haste. Very quickly, haste means suddenly his clothes have outgrown. His voice grows hoarse, his voice grows rough, breaks, and quavers. Quavers means trembles. His face grows suddenly angular, means he loses the the baby fat from his face. The chubbiness he loses, and his face becomes very angular, like, a little lean and unsightly. That's not at all good to look at, because the sudden change from the way he used to look and from the way he is looking now is quite unpleasant. It is easy to excuse the shortcomings of early childhood. So it is easy, if you see a child, a baby doing mischief, it's easy to forgive. But it is hard to tolerate even unavoidable lapses in a boy of 14. But if you see a boy of 14 doing any mischief, or, this kind of things, any kind of pranks he does, he plays on others, that's quite irritating for anybody, because nobody seems to understand that he's also a baby in some way, even though he's not an adult, but somehow in his mind is still a baby. The lad himself becomes painfully self-conscious. So even the boy becomes self-conscious. When he talks with elderly people, he's either unduly forward means, like, overconfident, or else so unduly shy that he appears ashamed of his very existence. So he becomes ashamed of his existence. He becomes uncomfortable and he feels out of place. Yet at this very age, when his heart of hearts, a young lad most craves for recognition and love. But this is what we have to understand about fatigue, that this is the time, or any child of his age, who mainly yearns and desires for love, little bit of emotional security. And he becomes a devoted slave of anyone who shows him consideration. And anybody who shows him little bit of love and affection, he becomes the devoted slave of that person, because that is what he yearns for. He longs for it. But none dare openly love him, for that would be regarded as undue indulgence. But nobody dares to do it, show him that love, because it is like, if you show him that love, it's like giving him indulgence, letting him be too free and casual, and that is not correct. That's what people think, and therefore bad for the boy. So what with scolding and chiding, he becomes very much like a stray dog that has lost his master. So his only life centers around scolding and chiding. This is what he gets from everyone. Everyone seems to be irritated, everyone seems to be angry with him. Nobody understands what is going on in his mind. People fail to understand him, and that's the reason he becomes like a stray dog who yearns to get a master, who yearns to get somebody who will understand him, love him, and give him some kind of security and emotional comfort. So I'm going to stop here today, because it's quite a lengthy lesson. So this is the part, he is quite overwhelmed emotionally, and he needs some kind of emotional support from everybody. Because children at this age, that is what they need, right? Even you, I'm sure those who are listening to the video, some of you may be adolescent, and this is what people go through at this age. They need some love, they need some emotional support, and somehow they, at times, not every time, sometimes they don't get it. And we as parents, we as elders, we as adults should understand that. And Fatik's mother, probably, it's not that she didn't love the child, but maybe she couldn't give him that emotional support that he wanted. She's going to realize it at the end, but that's going to be too late. But I'm not going to tell you what's going to happen at the end of the story. I don't want to give a spoiler. So let's wait for the next part of the video. And yes, I went into the flow and forgot to ask you to subscribe. So please do subscribe if you think that the video is helpful, and if you think it's going to help you for the preparation of your exams. It's helping you to understand the stories, poems, the way I'm doing it, line by line for every lesson. Remember to stay connected, push the bell notification, and share this video with somebody who would benefit. With this, let me bid adieu. Have a good day and see you soon with my next video. Bye-bye.